Let's face it, living paycheck to paycheck is a real major drag. We dream of financial freedom and success, but sometimes it seems so unattainable and so unrealistic. But fear not, my fellow struggler. I am going to be taking you today through some practical, simple steps that we can take towards getting to that financial freedom that we would like. Some of them require no extra effort or no extra planning on our part, just a change in how we do things and just getting more disciplined. So stay tuned if you want some practical, realistic examples and strategies as to how we can make it to financial success. See you soon. Welcome back to the Next Level Life Hacks, where we take the next steps needed to grow towards our financial freedom and success. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I promise it's going to be of value to you. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 simple hacks that will have you saving thousands of dollars per year, especially if you follow the steps carefully, because it just requires, as I mentioned before, just some tweaking of the things that we do and a change of, the most important thing, a change in our mindset. Now, the first one is known as the Latte Factor Smackdown. And I'm sure you've heard this before, whereby it's been touted that if you save on purchasing latte every day, and for those who don't really know, that's a beverage from one of those coffee or chocolate places. But the principle is that if it is that we avoid these impulsive or these routine habits that we have that have us spending extra bucks each day, then it can have us saving thousands of dollars each year. Now, let's look at a practical example, as I like to do. Now, if it is that we spend that $5 per day on that latte, or any drink or any other thing that we're spending on, that amounts to over $1,800 every year. Now, I don't know about you, but $1,800 every year can do a lot of things in my life. It works out to approximately $150 every month just spending on one beverage per day. Now, I'm not sure about you, but that can cover at least, say, 2 to 3 of my utility bills every month. That could cover gas, it could cover internet, and it could cover water. So therefore, if I'm going to be spending that on just one extra drink every day, then if I save it and invest it properly, I could be seeing thousands of dollars. Let's dig a little bit deeper and look at some more calculations. Now, in diving a little bit deeper, we're going to be looking at some research and surveys. Now, one such research comes from the Money Digest, and it states that Americans on average spend $148 every month on fast food. Now, remember, an average means it can be more, it can be less. So starting today, your action plan is to look at all the things that you are spending unnecessarily on. Look at how much you spend on fast food. Remember, the larger your family or your household is, the more that you're possibly spending on fast food. I've done videos as well and done the research and shown that if you should take that money and spend it in groceries and practice a more cooking habit, then that money would stretch much further and can feed you for a much longer period. Get in the habit as well of bringing lunch to work. Purchase some containers from the dollar store and then start portioning out your meals maybe on a Sunday afternoon or Saturday, and then you will see that just by bringing lunch to work on a daily basis, how much you are saving instead of buying that fast food. So get on this today so that you can start saving your thousands of dollars every year. The next hack is the needs versus wants war. And it really is a war, because sometimes we have so much difficulty in separating or identify what needs are from what wants are. And as soon as you can clearly identify and separate those two, you will see significant advantages in terms of what you're able to save. Let's clarify. Needs are things that are essential to your survival. So these includes things like housing, shelter, food, clothing. Those are necessary essential. Wants, on the other hand, are desires and preferences, things that you can basically live without, but yes, they make life a bit more comfortable, but overindulgence in these can lead to overspending. Now, my first recommendation is to make 2 lists. Go back to basics. Write down all that your needs are. List out what your housing cost is, whether it be your rent or your mortgage. Then you're going to be looking at how much you spend on groceries each month. Also put in your utilities and so on, anything that are bare needs for your survival or for your work, because you need to count any expenses towards work as a need as well, because without performing your work or your job, How are you going to get that income for you to spend? The next step is to list all your wants that you'd like to have. For some persons, it might be entertainment, it might be self-care like manicure, pedicure, it might be going to the movies, it might be vacationing. Those are the things, you know what your wants are that are not critical for your survival. Then when you make those two lists, then you need to create a budget for them. And we've spoken about budgeting so many times. If you do not document it, then you are not effective in directing where your money goes. And as I said before, your money is directing what it does on a monthly basis without a clear written document as a budget. All right. Now, I have gone over certain templates which can be useful to you because they are immediately on the top of my mind. There are two. There is the 30-30-30-10 strategy and the 50-30-20 method. And those will clearly identify what should be spent on needs, wants, and also what should be going towards your savings. Yes, in each strategy, the amount that goes towards savings is a bit skewed, but I'm not going to go over that now in the interest of time because I've already discussed that in my previous video, which I'm going to be placing in the description box below. All right, so check it out. The next hack, which is hack number 3, is the unsubscribe from everything uprising. Like that graphic. Anyway, what this is those sneaky little subscriptions that we have forgotten about in the past. They are constantly depleting our funds each month. I therefore recommend that there are certain subscriptions that might have served its purpose in the past that we no longer need or are using, and we had done it at that time just mindlessly going through a process, but now we need to critically analyze them so that we can put back thousands of dollars in our pockets. Do we need so many streaming services? There is Netflix, there's Prime. Well, you may not be having an additional cost for Prime because it is in your Prime subscription cost, but there is Hulu, there is Peacock, there is Paramount, there can be HBO Max. Why do we need so many streaming services? Start rationalizing them. I would recommend that we utilize certain apps. Some are free, some are paid for, as well as you should be going through your credit card statement each month or just going through the app on your phone to look at the history of your transactions to see if you can clearly identify all of those transactions. You will see that there are some recurring charges that some apps allow you to go into that section to see what those recurring charges are for you to analyze if it is that you can identify them. If it is that you cannot identify them, cancel them. When you lose that service, you might know what it is, but chances are you might not even be using that service anymore. Now, as a matter of fact, my viewers, there is no way that a transaction should be going through on your credit card without you receiving a notification. There is a feature on your credit card app that allows you to be notified of every single transaction over a certain amount. I usually just choose $1. Therefore, as soon as a transaction goes through on your card, subscription or not, you receive an email and a text or either one of them that you are notified of this transaction. So therefore, if it is that you do not have this set up because you should be aware of that payment, then pause this video right now and get that set up on your app. This will save you from transactions that you're not aware of and can allow you to better manage those subscription costs. Now, in terms of the apps that can assist you in managing these subscriptions that you might have forgotten about, I'm going to be giving you the free ones first. The first free one is called Subscription Stopper. Now, as the name suggests, this is what allows you to manage your subscription that you might not be aware of. It also gives you the cost of the subscription as well as the renewal dates for each one and the amount that you are paying. While this app cannot directly cancel those subscriptions, at least you know what it is that you're subscribing to and allows you to go in and to cancel each one on their respective websites. The second one is known as Subby, and I hope that I'm pronouncing it well, S-U-B-B-Y, and this is particularly for Android devices that it will go through and notify you of all the subscriptions that you have. The third and final one is known as Mint is primarily for budgeting and personal financing. If it is that you have the Platinum option or subscription, what it gives you is a free edition that allows you to see your subscriptions and allow you to manage it by canceling or maintaining what you feel like doing. Now, in terms of the paid apps, the first one that comes to mind is Rocket Money. Now, of course, yes, it is paid and they will negotiate on your behalf to either lower your subscription amount or they will cancel it. Now, you have to know what the cost is. I would recommend if there is a free trial period for this, then utilize the free trial period in terms of rationalizing your subscriptions and then canceling it as long as you have gotten your subscriptions under control. The other paid app is known as Bobby. Now, Bobby is pretty useful because what it will do is that it will show your subscriptions by categories and allow you to manage them. It also has a community section that persons in that community will share how it is that they have identified the subscriptions that were eating away their funds and how it is that they went about canceling these subscriptions. So you can share your ideas in that group. Now, bear in mind, my viewers, that although these apps are very helpful in terms of the cancellations, if it is that you even do the cancellation through these apps, I would just double check on websites themselves just to make sure that the subscriptions have actually been cancelled, because there might be some hitch on the back end in terms of the syncing of these services. Hack number 4 is to negotiate like a boss revolution. And that is to negotiate in everything that you are doing. Don't be afraid to haggle on everything from your phone bill to even your salary. Yes, I have negotiated already to get a lower price on my internet bill. Just simply tell them the offer that you have from somewhere else and they will try to beat it. And if it is not low enough below what it is that your competitor or their competitor is offering, tell them it is not worth it, and you will be surprised how they will be even willing to go lower with their price if it is even for 12 months. Because I got a special price for 12 months just by negotiating. So never be afraid to negotiate. When it comes onto your job, the same policy and principle applies. If it is that you know that you have been doing a good job, then you need to go in and respectfully and professionally now negotiate your salary. You know your worth. I would go in though prepared. I mentioned in previous videos going to Glassdoor, and this is a website that shows you comparatively for different positions the salary that they are paid. And these are testimonies from actual persons in these positions and research that they have done in different industries. Once you are armed with that information, then go into your supervisor and say, hey, I know that I've been doing this amount of work. I would like to be paid more, or I'd like to get more benefits. If you are applying outside and you have an offer from somewhere else, don't be afraid to tell them what that offer is. And if they value their work, if you have been doing a good enough job, 150% in some cases, then for them to keep you, because remember, they have a cost of bringing in someone else, advertising, interviewing, and then training someone for your position. And that in and of itself has an associated cost. So they are going to want to avoid that cost, and that person with their learning curve, they want to keep you in the position, especially if you have been going above and beyond in your role. So therefore, go in and negotiate and see if you can get more. This can have you saving more each year because now your income is higher. Do not increase your expenses, and therefore there will be thousands more in your pocket at the end of each year. Thank me later. Hack number 5 is the side hustle shuffle. You like these names that have been given to them, don't you? Thank me by liking this video and subscribing and sharing it with someone else. Now, the side hustle shuffle. This isn't about getting a second job full-time. This is using up your spare time and whatever skills you have by doing things on the side while you do your 9-to-5 job. Now imagine, if it is that you have put in place all the previous strategies, whether you have been cutting back on those Latte and extra spending that you have been doing, you have negotiated an extra pay, you have cut off all those subscriptions, and I don't remember what the other hack is, but you have done all these 4 things up to this point, and you therefore now are starting a side hustle. Can you imagine how much more money you'll have in your pocket by the end of the year? Look at what skills you have and start freelancing. Upwork, Freelancer, all those websites are available for you to advertise your skill, and you are doing these things in your free time. Cut off the subscription for Netflix for a year, and that time that you would spend binging on movies, you now invest it in doing your side hustle. Those weekends that you're sitting around sleeping in late or in the bed, go about and start doing your freelancing job because you already have the skill, you already are an expert in certain areas, therefore you can now invest that time, that's the right word because it has a return, in doing a side hustle. Remember as well that these side hustles might not even be taking you outside of your residence because you can be going online. You can just be in your pajamas, in your house clothes, going on your laptop, sitting in bed, and you can be doing things like video editing. I've mentioned before, a lot of us content creators hate editing. Now, if you learn editing and you can do it reasonably well, that's an additional income that you are doing a side hustle on your time. You could be also doing writing, you could be doing blogs, or you could just be doing drop shipping, selling things on Etsy or on Amazon. Those things can easily be done in your spare time. Some of them require no startup capital, and you could be getting extra money in your pocket at the end of every year. Sometimes thousands of dollars, as I mentioned before. Now remember, these hacks are just the tip of the iceberg. But now that I've gotten your juices flowing and you're getting your creativity going, these can be used to then be multiplied into other creative ways for you to be earning that extra money or to be cutting back on extra expenses that you are doing. Remember, start slow, build your momentum. Nothing happens quickly overnight. If it's a get-rich-quick scheme, it is not going to work for you. Take your time and build your income, and you will see the rewards and that financial success in the future. Now, as usual, my friends, if you have found any part of this content to be beneficial to you or of value, please like, comment, subscribe, and share to someone who you think might benefit as we go towards our financial success. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.